Abraham Lincoln is one of America's greatest presidents. He freed the slaves, he won the Civil War, he strengthened the American financial system, and he created the Department of Agriculture. Yet on one tragic night on the 14th of April, 1865, Abraham Lincoln was murdered by John Wilkes Booth, a famous actor turned assassin. Now, I remember learning about this at school, and it's almost passed by like a reference. Oh yeah, the actor killed Lincoln. Okay, let's move on. The killing appears almost random. I mean, Booth had never met Lincoln, they were not enemies, so why did he do it? Well, it turns out that Booth wasn't just some random madman. John Wilkes Booth was a really famous actor. He was like the Brad Pitt of his time. Booth was handsome, charming, charismatic, and a real ladies' man. He lived the Hollywood lifestyle before Hollywood. So why would you risk all of that, right, just to kill the president? Well, Booth was fiercely devoted to the Confederate cause. He was a racist. And I'm not talking about your uncle at a party when he's had a few. I mean a proper racist, like an old school racist. Booth was a white supremacist who supported slavery and plantations. Now, after hearing that Lincoln was considering allowing black people to vote, Booth said, if that means citizenship, that is the last speech he will ever make. 3 days later, he shot him. He hated Lincoln and saw him as a tyrannical figure who was suppressing the South. Those poor Southerners, all they wanted to do was just have slaves and stuff. Right, so he was mental, right? But he wasn't that mental. You see, Booth didn't plan on killing Lincoln. He wanted to just kidnap him, just innocently. He then planned to hold the President of the United States hostage and use him as leverage so that he could have some Confederate soldiers released from prison. But after General Robert E. Lee surrendered to Union forces on the 9th of April, 1865, Booth had to slightly tweak his plan, and now he wanted to kill the president. Right, as mental as he wasn't alone. He had a group of fellow idiots who were all going to assassinate a government official each on the same night. This would, in theory, collapse the United States, and the Confederate States would be free of Lincoln and his tyranny once and for all. But the war was over at this point, right? That meant that the South had literally surrendered, so this would ultimately lead to nothing. Anyway, the assassination went forward, and it happened at Ford's Theatre during a performance of Our American Cousin. Booth, using his skills as an actor, navigated the theatre easily and slipped into Lincoln's booth. Booth was in the booth. He fired one shot right through the back of his head. Lincoln was dead. The president had been murdered. Now, Booth used the precious seconds that he should have used to escape to claim the stage one last time. Booth orated the phrase, sic semper tyrannis, which is pretentious theatre doc for thus always to tyrants. He then dramatically leapt right onto the stage. Now, as he landed, he broke his leg, so he just kind of lied there, useless, motionless, like a magic carp, out of the water, just try and splash for the 50th time. But, right, this was 1865, so the Secret Service was not a thing yet. This dickhead managed to last 12 days without being caught as a famous person in a major American city after killing the president. Now, Booth was eventually killed on the 26th of April, 1865, by Sergeant Boston Corbett. So, why did he do it? Well, Booth believed that he was avenging the South, striking down a tyrant and making himself a hero. But in reality, all he really achieved was making Lincoln an even bigger legend, and still no slavery. Right, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing. It would really help me out. Do it now. Thank you for watching and have a great day.